back. What we do here is go back.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Tuned In Live. I feel like I gotta scream for this. I don't know if you guys can hear me loud enough. I turned the mic all the way up. So yeah, welcome to today's episode of Tuned In Live, guys. We were supposed to go live Friday, but it was Valentine's Day, and there was a lot going on this week. And we had a lot of fun, Mel and I. We were hanging out with some friends. Had some good meals, some good eating stuff. And now I am joined live with my fiance, the lovely Melody. And also, what's going on, Hoyt? That thing is, this thing is picking up. Where's my microphone at here? It's like I gotta be directly in the son bitch. It's like it won't pick it up from like back here or whatever. But I do like to thank our person over on Twitch who did leave a Prime subscription. Thank you very much. So that's another, what, $5 in the barrel for that. But I do want to say, you guys who follow over there on Twitch, who subscribe on Twitch, you guys are awesome. And I did post on Twitter the other day, I did receive a payout from Twitch. So if you guys, you're into live streaming and such, set up with Twitch. Because apparently, YouTube is very slow with their payouts. And shit, my money hasn't even accumulated on YouTube yet for monetization. But it is what it is. So today is just going to be a random show. It's going to be randomized. It was, like I said, supposed to be a Valentine special. But that didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. So I think, what do you want to talk about? Don't care? Why is it not picking up, though? Oh! Whoa! Let me disconnect this and reconnect it. Might be having issues with the mic. Ah, that might be better. Alright. So, I'm trying to think of something to talk about. If you guys have anything in the chat you guys want to talk about, anything at all. I'm trying to keep certain politics out of it. Politics will resume next week, don't worry. Because there is a good bit. I do have to talk about politics and stuff like that. Definitely talk about that next week. Oh, we could talk about this. So, Friday, February 14th. It's weird how that date sticks out as a launch date. So, Friday, February 14th, marked the 20th anniversary of YouTube. Actually talking about YouTube. Being live on YouTube. Yeah, this platform, it was formed 20 years ago. I didn't even get into until I think the following year I got into using it, and I found it interesting because there was, like, at the time, TV shows we grew up with, they weren't on TV as much, and YouTube was the place to find them. You could find stuff on there, and they were, people would have like whole episodes of Nickelodeon shows, Cartoon Network shows, and such. You can find on YouTube, as well as little videos here or there that people would make, and a lot of them were hilarious. A lot of them were like, we call it. Oh, there's Brandon. He's like, I care.
I asked him
Oh,
to
okay.
let us know.
There you go.
Here.
So, yeah, YouTube is 20 years old as of Friday, and even some, like, my earliest days of YouTube, like, I may have posted like 1 or 2 videos, God, over almost 20 years ago, over 15 years ago and such, but some of my videos actually went on MySpace when I was using MySpace back then, and I had one video in particular that I remember, and we were just not serenading, we were just entertaining a friend of ours' kid this weekend, who was
It's gonna give you a timeout right now.
I was only 16 months old when YouTube. Holy shit, son! Damn, we're just a baby then. Holy shit! But yeah, we were entertaining one of Avery's friends this weekend, and I was telling her stories about her dad and I, because I grew up with her dad when I moved in the area back in 1997, and we had a lot of stories. We had a lot of interesting ventures and shit. It was just so many memories. Like, one memory I had, we filmed a couple things, and I remember I had this little camera. It was very thin and long.
He was.
Oh, you were 11? I was 20. Yeah,
I was
19 and 20. Yeah. And my friend, I had this camera that I got from, I want to say it was from Rite Aid. Yeah, it had been from Rite Aid. Oh, let's see. I think Walgreens had just got put in up there. I think, and it was either Walgreens or Rite Aid. I walked up to, and I bought this little camera. It was like a little 2 gig or 4 gig camera. And it was a video camera. It shot videos in like 480p or whatever. It was it's real quality, real crap quality nowadays. But back then it was like shit. I was always about just filming and putting it up there. You know, I was always about capturing a moment. That's all I talk about. And one video me and my buddy Tommy had, and we were heavy into certain bands at the time. And one of them was Drowning Pool. Drowning Pool, at the time, they had just got their second singer. Because their first singer, oh Christ, what was his name? Jason, I think. I think it was Jason. No, Jason was the second singer. I forgot who David. David was the first singer for Drowning Pool. They just got their second singer, Jason. And the biggest song at the time was Step Up from their second album. And that was featured in the movie The Punisher, which was a badass fucking movie. Didn't even use a computer frequency until you were like 4 or 5. That's how I was. See, when I was 4 years old, the first thing I ever played with was a RE26. Bro, I post Happy Sunday, didn't see you guys Friday, wanted to talk to you. Yeah, we were just busy over the weekend, man. We had a lot going on, and of course we had kids to entertain, so that wouldn't have been well for the show.
Our friends, right?
Yeah, because we were entertaining one kid who would pop in and out and be like, "What you doing? What you doing? Hey, can I ask you a question?"
Church. Miss Church.
So I was entertaining her with stories and shit, and one story I didn't tell her was that I sort of beat her dad up in the video. Because I had the video playing, and I had the song Step Up from Drowning Pool playing, and it was done in my old bedroom. And I made it look like, Tommy was like, ready to fight and shit, and I come in like big and bad, and we just start pretending to punch each other and shit, and I was fucking kicking him in the corner and stuff like that. It was like our first music video put together and shit. And that was one thing I'd never really shared with her, and I was like, yeah, maybe next time I see her, I'm like, yeah, I want to get together with her and her dad and be like, hey, remember when I beat you up in a music video 20 years ago? Shit. He's like, oh yeah. Yeah, you kicked the shit out of me in the corner. I was like, yeah, I only pretend kicked you. I was just sitting there like throwing fake punches and shit. You gotta make it look good for the camera, like WWE shit. You gotta make it look like you're smacking them, but not even have the sound effects. All you heard was just the music playing and shit. You're just excited you're gonna get to talk on the call. Yeah, that's cool, man. But yeah, those were like the first few days of like YouTube. I think I did have it on YouTube, and I think I had it on MySpace. Maybe we could do a different day. We can talk together. Yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, maybe next Friday I'll set up the Discord and have people call in on the guest line right there. Yeah. But yeah, there was another video. I'm sort of embarrassed by this one, but my brother has it. It's a video that him, me, and his friend JT did one night. We weren't drunk or anything. Joe, my brother, had these toy plastic swords, and I had an idea for a music video where each of us would fight, like duel each other in the backyard. And it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I had the floodlights on in the back.
You know I'm going to ask Joe where this is, right?
I think he has it.
We're going to find this.
I think he still has it. And I had music playing throughout each one. And I was even like the director of the film. And I even told like Joe was filming some, JT was filming some, I was filming some. I was trying to get some good camera angles in there, sort of. And I was like, okay, here's how I want you all to stand. And the one I filmed, Joe was just sitting there, like, one knee on the ground. He was like this, holding the sword. And JT's across from him. and I got the camera going in, zooming in on both of them. And I think I had Korn's Blind playing for it.
Oh my god.
And at the time, I didn't know how to edit out certain things, so you can hear me say, "Commence fighting!" And then they start fucking playing with toy swords and shit. And my mom heard about it the next day from a neighbor, and the neighbor's like, "What the hell is wrong with your kids? They're outside at night screaming and playing with fucking toys and shit."
Kids.
And I forgot how, I think it was like a half hour long, because I did one with Joe, I did one with JT, and Joe and JT did one with each other. There. Oh, I'm sure when he wakes up, we'll be like, "Joe, where's that video at?" You had church chili soup cook that this Mexican man made badass soup out of the green chili, and this Thai woman made badass Thai soup that was currant cream. I guess it's gonna call it currant cream and chicken and mushrooms and the oh, okay, good recipes. Okay, and this what church you said? I thought I read church. I can't remember. Oh yeah, church chili. Okay. Mel actually went to church yesterday. Her family goes to church up the street, and her daughter went and saw, what was it, Lion King on Broadway, or
No, not Broadway.
Not Broadway.
At the
Hippodrome, the play for the Lion King.
I told you about.
Oh, it's not picking up. It's a weak microphone. I gotta give.
She screams out about stuffed animals that she got from Brayden's house, that she didn't get them, stole them really loud, and the whole church was really quiet at the time.
Yeah, remember, imagine going into a fucking church and going, "I stole this."
That's a simple.
I want to be in a church. I want to be in a pew and just fart. You know, just.
It's happened before. It has happened before.
How long have you two lovebirds been together? So it's funny. We known each other since 9th grade, high school. This was back in 2000. Oh, that's Hoyt. And what a wild week. Fuck this cold. Oh, I'll talk about that here in a second, man. So the whole week. So we known each other since back in 9th grade. And we had just one afternoon together, just spending time together. And it ended up where she said, I gotta go home, feeling sick. I felt bad for her. So at this time, you know, none of us
sick.
None of us drove, so we had to wait for her mom to come pick her up. And later on down the road, she was like, "No, I wasn't sick. I had to get out of there because something would have happened." But between then and when we actually got together, which is a funny date, our anniversary is April 1st,
Yes, it is.
2020. Right around when the whole scandemic shit started and all.
Give you the best present.
What, trash?
No, I'll give that to you.
Yeah.
Alone time for me.
Alone time from you?
Yeah, I'll be going to Avery camp.
Oh, you go
with
to
school.
Oh, okay.
Arlington Echo.
There you go.
Have bed to yourself. Bed.
Still trying to pick up this microphone. I had to turn off a couple of settings. I don't know. Now you lost track of what Trump is signing at this so fast. Yeah, I'll talk more about all that stuff next week. The whole thing with Trump signing and all that. But yeah, you know, Mel and I, we've been together for almost 5 years, and she's actually been the very best that I've had in my life. You know, from all of my exes. Like, my first ex from high school, I was with her for 2 years, and then she had a one-night stand with this one kid who was in my class, but she knew him. And I found out about that one day after school. I went to her house and she was talking to a friend of hers on the phone, and then just this damn thing keeps cutting out. She was just crying, say, "I guess I was just a one night stand to him," and I'm like, "Who you talking about?" She eventually told me it was like Sean Davidson, and I knew the name stuck to me. I'm like, I don't know exactly who. I know the name and all. And then, like, I think it was the following year, he was in my computer class. I'm like, oh, that's the mother. But he was all right, but I was like, nah, fuck that. I hope you guys are happy together. Yeah, we are, man. We have our bickers and our little arguments sometimes, but I tell everybody, who doesn't? You know, every couple has their fights and has their bickering and all, but sometimes that is the best glue to a relationship. You know, you learn to deal with each other in your own way. You know,
The biggest thing.
Yeah, honesty. As long as you're honest with whoever you're with, it doesn't matter how they look. Everybody's happy with somebody. Like even the big, the fucking Sabrina whales out there, the ones with the ass that's wider than a desk. You know, they have happiness with somebody. So if you're happy with them and they do something for you, hey, the more the merrier. You know. Yeah, it's pouring down raining. Damn. This shit's coming down too. It's fucking raining as hell down here.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And but yeah, like I said, yeah, Ordeus is just a J-Lo ass. Yeah, I've seen some dudes with J-Lo asses. It's gonna be bad. Oh yeah, there's the rain. Yeah.
Oh, the weather already hilltop.
Oh, it did. Oh that thing's gonna be soaking wet. But yeah, like your parents have been together since '95, married since 2000, and still going. Yeah, there is a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You said he looks like a. Oh yeah, him. So to you guys that are listening, so my boy Brandon's in the chat.
Don't.
All right. Well, I've mentioned his name before. So
okay.
It's all good. So there's this guy. I won't say who he's in relation to, but I seen this guy over the weekend, and for whatever reason, I got this image of some Stone Cold Steve Austin looking motherfucker who might be bald and shit, and standing there like, "Come on over here, kid," you know, that kind of thing. Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
No, it ain't Bill Clinton. But I took one look at this motherfucker, and I'm like, that son of a bitch looked like fucking Charles Manson and Dahmer put together.
Oh my god, he did.
I was like,
he does.
I don't care, go for it. It's not me. It's your thing. I'm involved. Yeah. But I swear, he looks like fucking Dahmer and Manson put together. I'm here expecting the fucking Rock. You know, it was like, "Come here, kid, get in the car." Like, no, it's just this fucking gentle-looking motherfucker who thinks he has a big voice and shit. You know. Sorry, a little buzz this afternoon. I'll tell you about my buzz here soon. But yeah, this motherfucker, I looked at him and I just like took one good glance at him. I was like, this fucking serial killer right here.
Humpty Dumpty. He is very, very much a Humpty Dumpty. He looks like
it.
He looks like he could go around going, "Move."
I would have loved to roll my window down and ask him, "Who you got hiding in your freezer?" and what body parts? Like now, every time I see that motherfucker, I'll be like, "Oh, I might have to go strapped with something. I don't fucking know." He looks like he could bring a TV with him and say, "We're gonna sit here and watch something, and then we can go."
I will probably say that he probably has his head on more straight than the other one.
Bobby Barnes. He looks like he could side with a Bobby Olmsted. I don't know. I think between two, I think I would love to see that guy in a ring with fucking Edward Hubbard.
He's too busy playing Pokemon.
I mean, even though I do play Pokemon myself, he looks like he would dress up as like one. I could see that him dressing up as the that fucking blue water thing from the second season. The last part, if Sean 6 and Cobra Kai is out tomorrow. Okay, I still ain't watched Cobra. I ain't seen it. I need to watch it. Damn, it's been out for 6. But yeah, he would fucking dress up in a fucking Pokemon suit, a Pokemon furry. He could go to this fucking convention. He could just stand there like this. No smile on his face. That's all you see.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai. Hey, what's up, Dust? Oh, you just made Dustin's Day there. Captain Planet. Season 6 of Cobra Kai. There you go. Oh, but shit. What was it? Oh, Hoyt said, I watched the Dahmer Netflix series during North Carolina vacation. That was fucking nuts.
That was good.
Yeah, Mel, she binged it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, one night. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was sitting here watching some of it. Tail coming out of his ass. Might have it in his. Internet is breaking out over the Dragon Ball Fudama. I still gotta watch that. Like I said, I have an anime section in Discord. If you want to blow it up with anime stuff, go right on ahead, man. I definitely encourage it. Anime, DBZ, I was even into stuff like Devil May Cry and Hellsing. I tried getting into Gundam Wing, but I gotta sit down and actually watch that. I knew a guy I went to school with, girl who was a furry tale, who wore a furry tail. Someone pulled it out and it turned out to be a butt plug. He crab walked out making a loud fart sound. A false odor, house smell odor. That butt plug was holding something special in. Maybe that's why some teen girls are wearing butt plugs. I don't know. They fucking read it. I didn't see the section first posts. Oh, okay. At her pants. Fuck's sake. I mean, you gotta figure like butt plugs. They're bigger than a fucking anus, but I heard that thing stretches out to be was it the diameter of a fucking raccoon or some shit? They say.
I don't even think about that.
So you can fit a whole raccoon up in your ass.
I don't need to know that.
Well, that's like the other night I looked at her and I was like, we were talking about her niece, and I was like, "You think she would be into anal beads?" And you were like, "No," and I was like, "Well, how about?"
I will take that no back.
And then I was like, "Well, how about a string of suppositories?"
I will take that no back.
So bad.
She might be. She might be into that kind of stuff now.
Well, she's in college now. She's going to experiment with some shit.
Oh, no. That's an experiment. He just accidentally spilled water on her sheets that she has to go and wash.
Rub that corner hard. A bit over 1.5. Oh, okay. You could fit nearly 2 raccoons in your ass. You've been with some wild men like that. They all that fucked up crazy. Yeah, in case you don't know, he gay. So yeah, he first gay fan I have in the chat.
So proud of that.
You say Google it like it's like 1.6 or 1.7 raccoon. I would just like to know the guy that did that study and like how did they come up with that shit.
I was just about to. I would feel sorry for that.
That's like the woman that did that meme video. She's like, "Why does a pack of hot dogs come in 15 when only 14 of them come in my fit up my ass?" 7 raccoons. That's a fucking orgy right there. That's a night orgy. You gotta lube yourself up with some minty Vaseline. You gotta get up in there good and tight. and just have a zoo walk up in your ass. That's all you
God.
need. They call it a zoo orgy. You just need a zoo, orgy, a zoo going in your ass, and then you just Al Roker that shit all over the place.
God.
Hey, come on in. All right, who's ready to leave? And then you're counting them all, and you're missing like one or two that's still up in there somewhere. That's like the joke with the woman with the big snatch, where the guy's fucking her, and she's like, go in deeper, and you're going in deeper. Next thing you know, your legs are in there, then your whole body's in there, and next thing you know, you're walking around this cave, and you come across this flashlight, and you bump into somebody, and you're like, how'd you get in here? Oh, I don't even remember. Help me find my flashlight. We'll walk out of here. And then another guy comes out of nowhere. He's like, help me find my keys. We'll drive out. You've been to try a porcupine or a platypus. Still would stick out. I would pay to see Hubbard do that, though. I've been to some wild parties. A lot of Mexicans in the closet and hiding with their wives. Yeah, you know they got some wild ventures going on down there. They be drinking some wild shit and do some wild stuff. I think that's how the cartel. I think that's how the cartel parties. They're like, lead the bitches home. Come on here, come here, Holmes. Lead the bitches at your home and come on, we go party. Yeah. Pass the crack. And I don't mean the powder. So let me tell you all about how my weekend was when it talks about being fucked up. So we got some stuff here, some good vapes. We got a couple dispensaries in the area. You know, we got a couple vapes. I'm not gonna vape one because I got to work tonight. What is the flavor in this thing? Hell no. Maybe our supplier in the chat. Maybe the supplier in the chat can tell me what flavor this is in the one that you left, the one that has a setting of 5. How do we get into this? You know what? I should just come up and be like, "Hey, I know certain person is
have a whole box of weed.
Have a whole box of weed.
You will be my best friend.
I'm holding a Kodo Plus.
It's good.
It's a Yokan. So to a particular person who may be watching this, hey, should I turn this into utter random crap? I don't fucking utter random crap. I don't know. But yeah, whatever he has is in. You know, he left it here. It's his new one, and we were using it throughout the weekend. And I was puffing the hell out of it from time to time. And I could do these. I can actually do this. I can't do a bong. Like a bong, I fucking feel like I'm dying and shit. Upload this to YouTube. Oh, it's already on YouTube, man. You're watching it live on YouTube. It's gonna stay on YouTube. Ain't no doubt about that shit, son. This shit is up and running. So let's see. What else we got? But yeah. So I was taking hits of this Friday night, and first I can't remember what happened Friday. Let's see. I know it was Valentine's Day. You came home at one point, and I gave you your gifts. Gave me mine. She gave me a nice little. I forgot we were on YouTube. Not to waste it. She gave me this nice thing. I'll take a picture of it and put it on Instagram and stuff. I'll even put it on Discord. It's a nice little thing. It's a like a little ceramic cup, and it's shape of the Yellow Submarine from the Beatles. And you know, Mel and I, we are both we're both fans of the Beatles. You know, we love the music and such. And I already have a 3D poster of the Beatles' Yellow Submarine up on the wall. It's one of those 3D posters. I got that a while. Got me a little cup. It's in the shape of the Yellow. That was her gift to me. And then I got her these two great gifts. One of them she really loves them both. One of them was a hand massager.
Yeah. And
you know, she's usually in a lot of pain. It's a long story behind that, but she loves it. She tested that yesterday. And then the other gift that I got her it's like an ongoing joke. Beatles was made for the women. I fucking love it. Oh, I like the Beatles. I know that was big craze back then. Them and Elvis the Pelvis. Yeah, they hated Elvis. He was making fucking women orgasm on TV. But we had this ongoing thing where, and for the kids, I was just sitting there randomly thinking. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we got Avery a card to give to her friend Braden, who is her Valentine, that says "I choose you." And it's a card from The Simpsons, and Mel loves The Simpsons. She's seen every episode ever and all. So I'm looking on Amazon for this card, and bro wasn't even alive when they were around. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know all about the Beatles. Trust me. But yeah, so I'm looking on Amazon for this card. They don't have the card. I'm pretty sure somebody does, but there was they had these shirts, and it had the whole "I choose you," and I got it in her size, and she didn't even know, and she was just in laughter when she saw it, and she wore it for a couple days.
Oh yeah, I did.
I was like, that just beats all right there.
It's my favorite saying.
Yeah.
I choose you.
The Simpsons, I think we all agree, Arrow would be a mole man. Dude, I'm already a mole man right now, man. At this age, with how I feel. And
that's why I was laughing.
I fucking wait. I woke up today feeling like Mole Man Hans. I'm sitting there, I'm in pain. Ever watch Family Park? Family Park?
Yes.
I didn't take any hits yet today, but I think some of it's over from last night. If it was start watching the new Simpsons, actress does Nelson has retired, and yeah, one of them's retired. She does a couple of voices. Yeah, a lot of them are. Everybody's getting old on the show, so I would see them probably lasting another 3 years maybe, before everybody decides to retire, because they've done this a long time, and it's a lot of the same voice actors. Mm-hmm. That's like soap operas, like As the World Turns. They've been on since the 60s and 70s, and they've had so many cast changes over the last few decades. That show's been going on for 50, 60 years, but different casts. And The Simpsons is the longest running animated sitcom out there. I'm talking over 30 years. And they've had a lot of the same cast members, voice actors, even when it came to killing off certain characters, and they kept it consistent like that. It's not like, South Park, they kill off Kenny the first 4 seasons, and they kept killing him off every episode. Then they killed him off for like 1 or 2 entire seasons, and they brought him back and shit. Let's see, the new soap operas. I've seen one lady who's always trying to kill people. I'm gonna Restless. Yeah. That's always a theme to a fucking soap opera. Is like either some bad love affair, or they plan on killing somebody who they don't like, or like, oh, well, they're having an affair with my man. We got to figure out how to kill him and where to bury the body at now. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. Actually, that was like the theme for fucking In the Heat of the Night. That was another show that Mel and I like watching.
Yeah.
It's like there's always like some kind of love affair, like at least 2 per season. There's always like some love affair, and they end up getting killed off. There was even one where it was like a white woman and a black man having an affair, and her husband didn't like it. So he had somebody go out and kill the black man at the factory that he worked at and shit. And it all led back to him and all. It was all kind of craziness. But yeah, we're at the age now. It's like, when we were kids and we were sitting there at a grandparent's house and we were watching Matlock and The Night and other shows, and we were be bored as fuck. The first grade again. Oh, they're getting there. I still ain't seen. I ain't seen nothing more of the Avengers version of. Oh, of heat because of Walker, Texas Ranger. Yeah, Walker came in, and that was a new thing. Chuck Norris and shit. Yeah, in the heat of the night, I think it was pretty much burned out toward the end. Gillespie married Harriet DeLong. I guess it wasn't really much left to do for the characters. I guess I don't know. Especially just a couple years after that, you had Hugh O'Connor, who played Jameson. He died of drug overdose. He was an adopted son of Carol O'Connor. Didn't learn that until years after that. Oh shit! I forgot what I was talking. Okay. Oh yeah, the weed. So these vapes, I took some hits off from vapes Friday night, right? Yeah, Gillespie. I liked him. Killed him off for forever and of season 5, and then brought him back. Yeah. Yeah, Tibbs. Yeah, it's Tibbs. Yeah, Virgil Tibbs was another great character. I liked him. So Friday, I took a hit off of 2 different vapes that Mel has, and ever seen Fuzzy Blumpkin? That was back in October when I had a Fuzzy Blumpkin. That's when Brandon and I were passing the pumpkin back and forth in the backyard, and I was even hearing shit. I thought somebody was trying to break into the yard. We were outside getting high with that motherfucker. But yeah, I was like between upstairs and downstairs. Yeah, I'm old. I just smoked the real weed. Well, around here in Maryland.
So do we.
Yeah. Just around here, you gotta make sure you don't get the fentanyl laced shit. You'll never know. Don't worry, my boy, he knows where to get the good stuff. Urban Dictionary, what it is.
And that's what I was doing because I knew he was so wrong with that.
Okay. Oh, you want me to look up the Fuzzy Blumpkin?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll look up the Fuzzy. Let's see, Urban Dictionary. My shit comes from shops. Yeah, that's pretty much where this stuff comes from too. And of course, like I said, my buddy, he gets his stuff pretty good from certain suppliers that he knows. Let's see, receiving a Blumpkin whilst cutting the giver's hair. Okay. The act of receiving a blowjob on the toilet while having diarrhea, similar to a Blumpkin. Yep.
No, he has not.
I was gonna say, she was like, doesn't a Blumpkin have to do with poop? Yeah. It's like, I'm not feeling good, make me feel better. But then you gotta make sure it aims straight down and none of that comes backfiring back up, That, or make sure you cover up the crease really good. I mean, shit, I could look up some random. What the hell is this? It's at the beginning of the fucking first page. Swastikars. Swastikars? That's a new one. Teslas. Brandon, you still in here?
Yeah.
You drive a swastikar. Oh, Jesus, that's a new one.
The sentence.
That's a dude drove by Tesla dealership and yelled swastikars. The salesman was not amused. I gotta do that. I really do. Like, I gotta find me a Tesla dealership though and be like, swastikars. I gotta take a picture of this, send it to my uncle. Fuck it. Lost the cars. Thank you to Dustin in the chat who was like, go to Urban Dictionary. Okay. Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day to go to Urban Dictionary. Why not? Lost the cars. Shitlier. Yeah. What's the next one? That one don't look good. It talks about gambling. Thought crime. Now I need something. Urban Dictionary is a classic way to pass the time. Well, since it is, I think this is still on Urban Dictionary here. There we go. Edward Hubbard. Edward Hubbard is on Urban Dictionary. This was put on here back in 2019. Edward Hubbard, a mentally retarded, insane psychopath who believes that in his mind he is famous. He thinks everything and everyone on YouTube have to obey him and make videos that he will okay. He is known for attacking random people, getting attacked back, and then crying suicide and playing the victim. Hubbard also feuded with a known YouTuber named Haggy Rants, who is my buddy Jeff, who would argue with this retard and try to explain to him to seek help. Hubbard was admitted to a mental hospital after he was banned from YouTube for bullying. Now he's back to entertaining the same 11 retards as before. His views are shit and he has 0 friends. He's also engaged to his 565-pound first cousin named Sabrina. Oh, God.
Wrote that?
I know the guy.
I know you know the guy.
He died a couple years ago. He lived out in Oklahoma.
Oh my God.
But is it gay?
Never go full Ed.
Never
Hubbard.
go full Edward Hubbard.
Oh.
I forgot all about this until Jeff shared it with me. I was like, shit, I forgot that was up there. And I started reading it again. I was like, 565-pound cousin named Sabrina. I tell you what, that poor guy, he was mentally out there, but he has some funny fucking shit though. I mean, he has some hilarious content though. Yeah, he outlives us all. He can. Like he did have some funny videos until he had some
Evil
people...
never dies.
Yeah. He got caught up with some internet trolls that threatened him and shit like that, and told him to do this and do that. But the dude, he was hilarious though in his own sense. He had a lot of great sayings. Yeah, Green Dream. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Yeah, because it says it's written by Green Dream 420. I think that's the only one that he. Yeah, that's the only one. Oh. That definition is up there for life. For fucking Edward Hubbard. Let's see. Bark puppies. Look at that nut shit. Slang term and reference to something. Let's see. Romantasy. That's a hybrid between fantasy and a romantic novel. When was it put up? Back in 2019. It's set up there for about 6 years. Let's see. Paper Tiger, Dreadmill, all kind of shit. So Mel's doing something right now, real quick, so I'll take the money. Finish my story here a little bit. So, going back to Friday, and I was definitely screwed up that whole fucking night. Like, after vaping and shit, I don't even remember how many fucking hits I took. But, let's just say by the end of the night, I was so relaxed. I was sitting in my computer chair, and I'm looking at my bedspread. Oh, we seem to have something going on here, guys. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
If you haven't already checked out Put a Clean Crack with Bill Maher at Comedy Central, you're missing out on a lot of laughs. And if you haven't been in our studio audience, you're missing out on even more. For tickets to Put a Clean Crack with Bill Maher, just call 212-512-8959.
Hey, you're Jimmy Johnson.
Yes, huh?
You won the last 2 Super Bowls. How you getting into this year's big game and all the parties?
I don't know. Crash and preload? Stay tuned to Comedy Central for details.
Sure, Gold MasterCard has at least a $5,000 credit line, so you can buy all kinds of things, but you can't buy time. Well, I don't know. You could buy plane tickets and fly across 5 time zones, and it'll be even earlier than when you left. You can even go to Switzerland, and that's a great place to buy time. But wherever you go, you won't have to waste your time looking for a great exchange rate, because with MasterCard, a great exchange rate is exactly what you'll get. So I guess Gold MasterCard...
Alrighty. Damn, this wind is kicking. Is that shut down? It's not latched? There you go. It's latched. Yeah, we got a back door that's blowing away. Alright. Yeah, because right now it was like pouring down raining. What, about 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, right around when we started? And now it's clear, and the wind is blowing like a motherfucker.
There's gonna be a hurt.
Yeah. And now we're sharing Valentine's Day chocolates that you guys can. But it's fuck it. You know, they say there's obesity in America. Well, I'm obese and I don't care. What was she yelling about? Trying to get the dog in. Dog was outside, so we got
The dog who houses down from us is loose and can run wherever she wants. And my dog is very protective of it.
Yeah, we got neighbors that don't agree with having fences up. And they're like, oh.
They purposely took their fence down.
Yeah. And they got a dog who just go around and terrorize the fucking neighborhood, you know? And I think it was like a year ago, the dog was just out wandering about, and I called the police. I said, hey, you got a dog out of here, no collar, running around, belongs to this house across the street. I need to come out and do something before I shoot the motherfucker. And they're like, well, don't make any kind of threats or anything like that. I'm like, well...
This is not a threat. This is a promise.
Yeah, it's like, y'all need to come out and do something about this neighbor and tell me to keep the fucking dog on the leash, because I don't know if the son of a bitch has rabies and shit. If motherfucker comes up, bites my kids or whatever, that motherfucker's going to be in an 8-foot grave. You know, I don't fucking deal with that shit. You know, like, my dogs, they're trained, even though they fucking nutty's a fruitcake at times, but we keep ours contained. You know, they don't bite or anything like that. We train them. As other people, you know, they have fucking dogs that are just out wandering about, you know, like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Keep the fucker on a leash, goddammit. Right. Sounds like a piece of shit neighbor. Dude, that's all I fucking live around. I got 2 neighbors that are nice that I will communicate with. That's about it. But I lived in this neighborhood for almost 30 years. And we've had our share of fucking neighbors that we just wish would just fucking just croak already, you know? Like, even last night, my one brother came home from the movies. And there's this this group of people living in this one house across the street from us. And one of them is their lesbian daughter. And she's not allowed to live in a house. She had once lived at home, and then she moved out, and then she moved back. And then not allowed inside the house. She's living in their camper parked out in their front yard. So they're sitting there saying my brother ran the corner and didn't slow down when he did. So he's out there yelling at them, and he's like, don't do anything to my car, don't do anything to my car, you fucking bitch. I'll come out there, don't you stay away from my fucking car. And I'm just sitting up on the fucking, I'm sitting up upstairs on the fucking couch, sitting there with my phone, playing the new Pokemon trading card game Pocket, and I'm listening to all this, and I'm just fucking out of it. Like, I've already had, I don't even know how many fucking puffs. I'm like, usually when there's a good fight, I usually get myself involved in it in some way, somehow, but I was like,
Brandon was at that car yelling at them, and that's how they sped away.
Yeah, he told me, he was like, he walked up with his hands in his pocket, like, what'd you say, bitch? What?
He did. So I told him, like, you help Thomas, because Thomas called me, which really made me feel really important. Called me to protect him first.
Yeah. So I'm sitting upstairs baked. I'm like, because if I go outside, she's seen my side.
Yeah.
And I don't stop. Brandon, he's very intimidating. He walked over, he's like, "You want to go in a bitch? What'd you say? Get away from that fucking car?" He said that bitch took off. I'm like, better than you than me, man, because I would have been out there. Shit, I got a red rider locked and loaded down here. Like, I know I ain't gonna do shit, but just finish this workout, finish the last 3 months, catch up with you later. Yeah, I'll see you later, Dustin. It's all good, man. I didn't even get to read your one comment there. My ex-roommate let their dog bite. Personally, I gave the dog a treat. Those kids were in. Yeah. Sometimes it depends on how the dog is treated. Now, I'm not saying that this dog that was loose was aggressive, but, just like a warning to them. It's like, hey, we don't know your dog. There could be people in the area that are afraid of dogs, and your dog is out running around and shit. Like, I don't know if they're aggressive. If they come up licking my hand, then, okay, they're a nice dog. You just got to try to put your dog on the leash because, A, you don't know how people react to them. B, if they run out in front of a car and get hit, it is a busy neighborhood at times and shit. But yeah. Actually, speaking of dogs, I had this one experience. I worked in a motel for a few years. And we had this woman. She claimed she was from out of town, but we think she was homeless. And she was living in the motel at the time. It was her and her dog. She had this big-ass dog. I don't think it was a Great Dane, but it was a big dog. And she was staying in the motel, and she ended up working the evening shift into the late morning. And the door handles on these doors, they're not regular doorknobs. They're the fucking latch handle. Push down on it and it opens up, that kind of thing. You see that in a typical hotel room. So, I'm sitting there in the lobby, and I see this dog going back and forth. I'm like, whose fucking dog is this? And the person working behind the counter, and they're like, okay, the only person that has a dog is this room over here. And sure enough, I went to that room, and the door wide open. I'm like, how the fuck did you get out? So, it took us about, 10, 15 minutes to get this dog back into the fucking owner's room and close the door. I was like, okay, here you go. We got him in there. Closed it up. Figured that was okay. I looked in the window. He hopped up on the bed and laid there. Went back to the lobby. Not even fucking 10 minutes later, that fucking dog come walking right in front of the goddamn lobby door. I was like, son of a bitch! What the fuck's this dog doing? So, we went out again. We were able to get him back into the room easy time. And I was like, I'm not doing this shit again. So I'm sitting there watching him, right? I got him in the door. And I closed the door and I held onto the door. And I'm watching him. The dog's standing there on the other side of the door looking at the door whining. And then he puts his paw up on the door handle. The dog was letting himself out of the fucking room. And I saw what he did and I pulled the door. I was like, nah. So he backed up, looking at the door, with that curious look on his face. And then he hopped up on the bed. So I went down to the lobby again. I got the girl. And I was like, I see how he's getting out. He can let himself out. And she was like, man, there's no way we can lock him in there or something. I'm like, we could probably try something. I don't know what will work. So we go down. And he's still in the room. So what she does... She goes into an empty room next door and pulls a chair out and sits a chair in front of him. I was like, okay, you do realize the door opens on the inside. You're just putting a chair right there just to block the walkway. I'll hop over that. What was the owner doing? The owner was working. I forgot what her job was, but she was working. And supposedly, she was supposed to be on her way back or have somebody come back and take care of the dog. Because the receptionist called her and said, you got to do something about the dog. It's getting out and it's scaring half of the people that are staying here. This woman never came back at all until the next fucking day. So what me and the receptionist had to do, we pulled a couple chairs out, and then we were able to find a bungee cord, and we ran the bungee cord across the door handle and attached it to one of those outside cigarette disposable garbage cans, and had that sitting in front of the door. So we had the door rigged to where if he opens it, it's not going to open. You got a lot of weight in front of it, holding it closed. And it's a sad feat. Like, can you imagine people staying at a motel and they see this one particular room where all this shit is piled in front of it to keep it closed because there's a dog that lets itself out. You know, the dog is looking for mommy. Where's mommy at? Mommy's at work.
Daddy.
Yeah. Mommy's outside working and shit, and the dog's trying to get out, you know? But that was a hell of a thing, though. We even reported that to the manager, and she was like, yeah, that woman's out of here. When she comes back, she's got to go. Feel bad for the dog and all, but that woman's just got to go. Like, it was a nice dog and all. The dog didn't bite me or anything. You know, he did bark because he was scared and concerned, but working there, that's real smart. Yeah. Exactly. So I've seen a number of dogs that they like in the Maryland area. They used to have these dog shows, and from time to time during the spring and summer, they would anybody who's coming in from out of town to a dog show, they'll have cages set up outside for them, leave them outside for a little bit, or put them in a room. Usually, it was a lot of Great Danes. Great Danes, they're big fucking dogs. Them motherfuckers are standing up. They be fucking taller than the Lurks from Adam's Family. But yeah, it was something else. Oh shit. Hour into the show, guys. God damn. Holy shit, what the fuck? I'm looking at Discord. I got fucking my boy Ramus sharing shit from Hydro's day. God damn. Jeff, I don't know if you're in here. I'm looking at your Peter picture here. Days of Peter. So, some of you guys probably don't know, my boy Jeff, he was doing this live show since 2016. And it's gone through different changes and such. But one thing that hasn't changed, he hasn't done it in a while, he has a sketch character named Peter. And it's a gay character. He gets ooh. I'm gonna call this place. And he'll make fucking prank calls and shit. And he'll sit there and be like, oh yeah, can I get this? And he would do that too. And the person on the other line, they're just rolling with it. You know, they're like, okay, what do you need? Ooh, can I get a little bit of that? It was fucking hilarious. There was a couple times he did that, and some of the people actually they would just hang up on him and shit. But it was funny shit. I think that would be up your alley there, Captain Planet. he was fucking good with that shit. That's like when I came up with the character, and I called it a transvestite or whatever. I always made it like some weird fucking word, and it was for my character Zelda. But actually, somebody else named that character for me, and he was like, "I know a name for your character, Zelda." I was like, "Yeah, it does have a ring to it." And eventually, I came up with a last name. I was like, "Yeah, there we go, Zelda Esmeralda." And I forgot where she was from. She was from somewhere, but I couldn't remember what it was. And I know Peter wasn't around for those days, but I've seen him. Yeah. Everybody in the chat would be like, "Hey, can you let Peter out of the cage for a little bit? We want Peter." He'd be like, "All right, everyone in the chat type 1 for Peter, and Peter will come out. Let's see some more likes on the stream, and Peter will come out." Those were the good old days. Of course, it was Zelda. She'd be like, let's let out the Peter. I want to see Peter, all right. I want to be a nice, girthy Peter. Better be like 5 foot tall something. I told Jeff when we went to Gettysburg, we should have done like a video of Zelda and Peter. But we never really got around to it and shit. I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll do something like that.
So he should allow Avery to.
He probably would. He probably would. He'd probably sit there and be like, "Okay, go ahead." Like, hey, there's Peter. When Peter goes in ya. I remember that joke too. It goes in ya. That was a joke from Seinfeld. Can't stand you. Peter goes in. Yeah, Tindall had a few. Everybody had a character or so on that show. They did. One thing I did miss, and I told Jeff about it a couple times. I was like, I miss those Hubbard spelling bees. Like, those were fucking awesome. And it was like, we'll give you a list of words, and you need and spell them the way Hubbard would spell them, and whoever would get close to it won that round. Because that guy Hubbard, to anybody who don't know who he is, he's illiterate. He's really slow, but he tries to talk a big game. It's like taking it's like if Forrest Gump tried bullying somebody and they came back and said, "Shut up, Gump," and he fucking went crying, I was looking at the ball cabinet. Yeah. But even like he would spell the most basic words. He would misspell the most basic words like the. Like, how do you misspell THE with TEH? Like, it almost makes me want to go back to his tweets and shit. What the fuck's he trying to pull? I know he's got a Facebook. He hasn't really done anything on Facebook lately. Got me blocked on Twitter. I know that because I shared something with him one day. I was like, "Yeah, Jesse Ridgway from McJuggernuggets. He remember when he said he don't know who the fuck you are?" And yeah, he blocked me. He didn't want to fucking hear that shit. Edward J. Did he actually post? Last post was back in October. Oh yes, brought sandwiches, fried up brat. That's what he. This is somebody I speak the truth in of character. Yeah. This is somebody who he was on oxygen for about 4 years. And he claimed to have had stage 4 COPD. And there's different medical opinions from different physicians about COPD. This guy, he smoked a lot. He did a lot of, I want to say maybe mental or physical harm on himself when it came to YouTube. Like, this guy, he would do live streams and videos, and he would get so involved and so deep into all the YouTube drama, and he would physically yell and shit, would go after people for no reason. Like, if he saw your name, let's say I'm gonna pick out Hoyt, just for an example. Let's say he knew who you were, Hoyt, and he only heard vaguely of your name, and he wanted some attention from you. So he would make up like 3 videos like, Hoyt is big piece of shit on internet and stuff. I don't like him. Yesterday I heard Hoyt grabbed his ass and he fingered his ass, and then he went off on Haggy or Hydro and stuff, and he sat on the mic and shit, and I think he's a big bitch. That's how Hubbard is. That's how Hubbard is. He would make up fucking shit. And he would call it speaking the truth. And it was like, there ain't no fucking truth to be spoken about this motherfucker. In fact, if he's ever doing a video. Every time he does a video, he deletes the shit. Because in his mind, if he deletes it, never happened. Yeah, he let the internet control his life for too long. I almost feel bad for him. Some people feel bad for him still. Even Jeff was like, he could have been something big. Really could have. But he just chooses drama over it. Alright, he don't do posts. He does posts, he don't do videos. He's posted something about Ephesians from the Bible. This motherfucker ain't reading the goddamn Bible. He knows nothing about the Bible. This motherfucker, all he does is fucking attack. Right, that's all it is. See if I can find something just briefly to fucking read up on. Okay. So recently he posted something. Now, I never want to give any attention to this because I never bring any kind of drama related shit to the show. But last week there was a YouTuber that I know of, Jeff knows of, and everybody knows of. He went by the channel name Papa Grizz 56. Old guy. Him and his family, they've all been on camera. He's done live streams. Somebody who has been constantly attacked by trolls. They've mailed inappropriate things to his house. One person mailed his daughter dildos and pubic hair. Somebody else had him swatted twice. Once when he was on stream. Like, these people were so sick, they did this shit to him and his family. And he just let it all get to him, He never stopped doing what he was doing. He just kept fighting the fight, as he called it, and then health got to the better of him. Dude's like bigger than me. He smoked like a fucking freight train, and he had oxygen. Even on oxygen, this motherfucker was smoking cigarettes. Like, I don't even think that's safe. I like smoke.
It's not safe.
It ain't. I'm surprised his house didn't fucking blow up with him in it. He's like, yeah, but fuck the oxygen. I'm gonna puff me this Marlboro and that'll be it. That's how I want to go out. Oxygen tank and a Marlboro. There we go. Yeah. So over the period of like the last couple years, he hasn't really done anything related to YouTube. He's been in and out of the hospital. He's been sitting at home relaxing. It's like, well, that's what you all need to do. Just relax, be with your family. Don't worry about the internet shit. He had a small fan base, and he had a group of people who didn't like him, who thought he was a scam artist and shit like that. So he passed away last week. Or it was like a week and a half ago. He passed away, and his family did follow up on that. They say he passed away in his sleep. His health was on decline for the last month or so. So if anybody in the YouTube community, if you know who Papa Grizz is, yes, he did pass away over a week ago. And of course, who's one of the ones who make a video about it? Edward Hubbard himself. And as much as this guy loves the attention, lies about shit, this guy, he told people openly that he called. Now, this guy, Papa Grizz, he lives out in Sydney, Ohio. That's always been put out there. People have boxes and he's always told people he lives in Sydney. But yeah, he got fucked hard. He holy hell, they never let up. Yeah. They laid on top of him. Like, one of the people posted his daughter's pictures over on Pornhub and shit. He's got 3 daughters, and they all have Down syndrome. And I forgot who the youngest one was, but I think she was like 14 or 15 at the time when the idiot posted her pictures on Pornhub and shit. It's like, well, you basically, you're what do you call it? It's not really considered child pornography, but it's in the sense of, yeah, you're a pedophile in a sense for doing shit like that. But yeah, his family came out and said something, and then Hubbard, he come out and he was like, yeah, I found out that Papa Grizzly 56 died and stuff. I even called the Sydney, Ohio Police Department to verify his death. And I'm like, and I'm sharing this with Jeff. And I'm like, dude just told people he called their police department to verify the guy's death. Like, you're not going to get through that way. That's like, they're not going to give out private information like that. No police department is going to receive a random phone call oh, and Mr. Edward Hubbard, yeah, it is verified that such and such died last night. They're not gonna fucking do that. So this fucking retard, he's telling everybody, he's like, yeah, I called the police and stuff, and they did say that he died. Nobody told you that he died from the police, from that police department. Got the information from his wife. That was it. I'm like, I don't know why this brain dead fucking cantaloupe is fucking telling everybody, hey, I contacted the police department, and no, the fuck he did. So the video he did, my man Jeff, he fucking called him out on that shit, and so did somebody else and all. And he deleted the video and he posted on his Twitter. I'm gonna read it, and this is not me mincing any words. This is exactly how he has this written on Twitter. He wrote, I try do right thing. People seem to want always find reason. Not fine, as in I'm fine. Find reason to hurt me. Well, they think they're, T-H-E-R-E, hurting me, but not cool. Cool spelled with a K. At all. I'm tried of lot thing. I know I'm not noticed able anyone. I'm considered a dead YouTuber or whatever, but you will be building better content soon, trust. And Jeff was reading that, it's like, oh my god. I think I got a fucking brain tumor after reading that shit. Like, this dude, he wasn't even thinking when he fucking wrote this shit. Like, he has no, he doesn't have the proper punctuation. Doesn't have the proper spelling. He doesn't have the proper grammar. He doesn't have the proper anything. And I know the guy's mentally. Everybody knows he's mentally retarded. It's just funny how, if he could spell words, or maybe I don't know. Maybe he's doing talk to text. That's how it's coming out. I mean, this is somebody who spells the THE, you know. But then again, I know somebody from high school. Mel and I know about it. That person, she don't know how to fucking spell either. God, I don't even know what came of her. That actually gave me a headache. I think somebody in Discord said that gave me a fucking brain tumor. I will say, even though some people will sit there and go, I feel sorry for him, because this is a man who tries his damnedest, and he's mentally retarded. Yeah, we all know he's mentally retarded. That doesn't give him a pass from the fact that he finds people to attack and go after, which is what he's been doing for the last 10 years. Even before me and Jeff and other people. You know, this guy, he's supposedly part of a group organization known as United Together. We take a huge stand against bullying or some shit like that. It's headed by this guy, Bud Collier. I might be able to find the name of the group if I type his name. Bud Collier. Bud Collier. There's a Bud Collier that's a radio announcer. I don't know if that's the tell the truth. This might not be. I died in 19. I don't know why this goddamn mic ain't picked up. No! Goddamn piece of shit. Is it picking me up now? Shit, I might have to invest in another microphone. Goddamn. Let me see if he's on Facebook. Collier. I don't know. Jeff got a hold of this guy. Here we go. Yep, I found him. Jeff got a hold of this guy years ago on his show and talked to him live. Bud Collier. Let's see. I work every day for kids around the world who are being bullied, and no one will help. He is the director at I'm Bully Free. That's what it is. I'm Bully Free. I think that's an actual website. Yes. I'mBullyFree.org. That's a good little organization. That's a good little company. Yeah, I'm looking at the website for it. Yeah. Didn't he say united together we take a huge shit? He didn't say that, but somebody took clips of his audio and put it together like that. That's what it is. He never did say that. That is just somebody pasted clips of that together. But that is a good saying now to make it sound like he did say unite together we take a huge shit. But you could tell it was edited together. You could tell when you listen to it. So yeah, okay, so that must be, I don't know if that's like right there or not. But yeah, this is an actual website. I'm bullyfree.com, dedicated to reducing bullying. And it was edited. So this was apparently something that Hubbard was a part of. Apparently. But this organization is ran out of Texas. Yeah, it's all ran out of Texas. So I don't know how he came across Bud Collyer, but Bud Collyer knows who Edward Hubbard was. And there was an episode, there was a show that Jeff did where they got the phone number and they contacted him live on air and they were talking with him. He's like, "Do you know Edward Hubbard?" And he was like, "Oh, God, that idiot." And then they just started laughing. It was like, "Oh, you already know who we're talking about." Yeah, that guy. So Jeff was like, "So what's the story behind it? Like, how'd you all meet up with him and shit like that?" I don't even remember. I don't even know if that show is still up. But I remember Collier told Jeff that Hubbard got kicked out of that group for bullying people online. Like, this is a guy who is against bullying, but he gets kicked out of I'm Bully Free for bullying other fucking people. And let me tell you, when Hubbard caught wind of that, oh, he was pissed. He was fucking pissed. He was pissed at Jeff. He was pissed at Bud Collyer. Oh, he was fucking livid, man. But this guy, he seems harmless, but when he gets into doing something that he thinks is harmless, and he don't even realize it's harmless, and fucking done it and shit. But yeah, this guy, he does some severe bullying. He is very out there. This guy, he is so fucking far gone out there. And I've tried helping him a time or two myself. Jeff's tried helping him a time or two himself, and I was just that. Yeah, the shit just writes itself. Yes, it does. I swear, maybe one day I will contact him. I'll contact his company. Hey, can I get a little history brief on Edward Hubbard and shit? Oh, that would be, man. I know you.
I'm going with the flow.
Going with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. We're trying to find some other shit to talk about here, guys. It is a Bitches Leave action figure play set from RoboCop. Yeah, can you imagine buying these two things? Yeah, it contents includes 2 bitch action figures leaving. Let's see that. You guys never seen RoboCop? That's a classic movie from '87. And you got the guy, I forgot what the fuck his name was. He was from was it Third Rock from the Sun? I think he was in, or was it that '70s show?
That looks like Red.
Yeah, I forgot
From
what his
that
name.
70s.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but he's in the movie, and there's a scene where he breaks into this guy's apartment, who's the CEO's, the guy who's behind the RoboCop program, and that guy's in the apartment. You know, he's got a couple prostitutes, and this guy breaks in. He's like, "Bitches leave." Okay, back fucking drunk now. You're drunk and Mel's just taking a couple of the vape, but me, I gotta stay sober. I gotta work tonight. But the weekend will be here in 5 days. It's all good.
And
You're on a long fucking half a month.
more than half a month.
Mel's lucky. She has some vacation time. She's basically on vacation right now until next month. It's still the weekend. Yeah, for some people. Me, I go to work. My work schedule's like Sunday night through Thursday night.